Davey, through to the next round of the Scottish Cup, were you happy with the performance against Cove, or is it a question of just getting through?
I think it was a question of just getting through, but obviously you want the performance on the back end of that. I was a wee bit worried about the energy, application, intensity going into the game, because you had a big game on the big game on the Friday, big game on the Wednesday on a really tough park. So I was worried about the intensity because the boys are in Thursday, you've not got a lot to do. But I thought from an application point of view, an intensity point of view, it was there. The mileage was there, the distance was there, the high speed running was there. 3 goals and a clean sheet. Obviously you'd want 3 goals a wee bit earlier on in the game. I would have anyway. But I think we had control of the game. We gave up a couple of slack chances, but I think the boys take huge credit because it's three big games in a matter of 8 days, and the boys have answered all the questions. So I'm really delighted for the players.
The draw was made on Monday. What's your thoughts on the draw with St Johnstone?
Probably if you were looking at it and you go, right, me personally, I think upstairs we're wanting a Rangers or a Celtic away. Obviously Rangers go out, but the Old Firm away. I was probably looking for anyone at home, and if you'd said to me pick 2 teams, it would have been the lowest performing Premiership team in Queen's Park. So we're probably Queen's Park, St Johnstone and ourselves are all probably sitting there hoping for a home tie against one another. So it was probably one of the better draws for us in terms of progression, but that doesn't mean we've got a divine right just to progress. St Johnstone will be fancying their chances progressing against a championship team. So I was fairly happy with the draw. It gives us a good chance of progression. And hopefully we can get the fans out, in numbers, and we can get the main stand full and make a right good go at it.
Obviously away for the Scottish Cup, all focuses on Dunfermline this Saturday. Are you looking forward to this one, or are you looking forward to not playing on the grass pitch that seemed to cause a wee bit of problems?
Yeah, I'm not wanting to sit here and batter Dunfermline because I think they have generally got one of the better parts in the leagues. But as you reach a certain stage in the season with the weather, that teams struggle, parts struggle, and Dunfermline's one of the parts. But there's 2 or 3 teams in the Premier League I could revert to, and I'll not name them, but it was the same at this time of the year. So I'm looking forward to getting back onto a surface that we know and understand, and we know is not going to be heavy. You can actually get the ball down and playing it a little bit. And we're at home, and I think our home form in general in the main this year has been good. I think we've lost 2 games at home this year. Spartans in the Cup early doors, which I don't think we deserve to lose, and Ayr United at home, which again I don't think we deserve to lose. So in the main, the majority, the performances have been there playing at home this year, and hopefully we can go and pick up 3 points on Saturday.
The reserves came away with a 4-3 win against Dundee during the week. Do these games disrupt the week, or do you see them as very beneficial?
Bit of both. It disrupts the training day, so you're training with lesser numbers, so to speak. So what you can implement in terms of going into the game is very little. You're kind of more of a generic training session than a specific training session going into the game. But it also then goes and gets players game time. Big Knott's never played at the weekend. He got 45. Clarkie's stepping up for his rehab. He got 45. Big Tetty's on his return. He got 45. So from that point of view, it's really beneficial. In terms of first team players, Shinnie went on and played 90 minutes. Shinnie's the assistant manager in the reserves. So for young boys, it kind of covers a few areas. 1, gets you the game time for the first team players, but 2, for boys like Sam Culbert, some of the 18 players coming through, and Andrew Shinnie's on the park with him for 90 minutes, I think it's really important. So it's about the development of the younger players playing with the first team players getting minutes, and then in the back of that try to get the result, and they did. They went out and they got the result against a fairly decent Dundee reserve team as well, who had a couple of first team players playing also. And Big Joe Shaughnessy played 90 minutes, he came back, never caused as many problems at set plays. So there's a lot of other elements to that. So from training specifically going into Dunfermline again, it's not great, but in terms of what we just spoke about there, it's really good for the group to get those minutes in their legs, especially when you're at home. You know the surface, we've got all the facilities at home, they can get their lunch, their massage, their ice bath, so there's a lot of benefits when you've got a home game.
Is there any movement in the loan market, or are you happy with what you've got in the building?
No, I think I'm fairly happy where we are, and there's nothing really became available that it jumps out to you to say it's better than what we have. And I think if you're going to bring anyone in at this point, they've got to be better than what you've got in the building. So for me, there's no been a lot of movement in terms of that, boys. And I think it's only domestic window it's open at this point. So you've got out of contract players. For me, out of contract players in February are out of contract for a reason. It's really difficult to bring them up to speed and get anything from them. And then you've got a domestic loan window. And I think most clubs have probably lent out the players that they feel need to go out and play football at early doors in the January. If you use a Macaulay Tate or Robbie Fraser, for example. So it's really difficult going into the February to actually find a loan player that's going to actually benefit the squad or strengthen the squad.
Lastly, Davey, 200 games managing Livy. Did you see yourself hitting 200, or was it always just a question of one game at a time, and it just ended up at 200?
I never see myself managing 2 games at Livy. I'll be honest, I don't work like that. It's not really a personal achievement. I just come into my work every day. It's not something I'll look, but maybe later on when you're a wee bit older, or you're talking about it, or you're putting it on your CV, I don't know, maybe then it will resonate maybe a wee bit more, but I don't know, just come into work, and whether I'm an assistant manager, coach, it doesn't really fuss me. I just come into work every day to try and make Livingston better.